Welcome back to the semifinals match of GP Florence. We have Purplemurasaki on one side and Wizzerinus on the other. And Purplemurasaki is on CandleOx, a deck that uses Last Field Workgate and Candle Gift, as well as just mono white aggro stuff.
Now, this version isn't strictly CandleOx, it's only on 2 Candle Gifts.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Wizzerinus is on Black-Red Tyrant's Maneuver, which is a Black-Red midrange deck that runs Tyrant's Breath plus Hatsu's Maneuver. If they have polypoles, they can copy the Breath and then reprise Hatsu's Maneuver onto it, which allows it to make a ton of 1/1 tokens.
Along with that, just a lot of good Black-Red midrange cards.
Yeah.
Like Abomination, Valdez, Emissary.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Oof, right, Hatsu's Maneuver versus one toughness guys.
Yeah.
So I guess, Purplemurasaki has to play Correlite Champion onto an empty board, which is not ideal, but not too bad. Unfortunately, Wizzerinus has removal for that too.
Wizzerinus, I guess, goes...
Yeah, pay up and then scorch the Correlite Champion. And Purplemurasaki is, I think they're behind right now. I mean...
Yeah, because then you also have Lucian on turn 4. You have Emissary.
Oh, they're going to try to take the Sentinel. I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'm not actually thinking about it.
Sentinel is a good magic card.
Yeah.
And the question is, how big a deal is that treasure?
Well, if Purplemurasaki doesn't discard the Sentinel, then Wizzerinus gets Lucian next turn.
That's true.
Which actually isn't that bad, because Purplemurasaki can just play Sentinel and then Cinderblade and equip it and then swing at Lucian. Well, there comes a Scorch. And Purplemurasaki's going to discard Underpass Sentinel anyways. Which makes sense. They don't really need a second. Ooh, Lance. Nice.
Yeah, Lance is good.
The problem now is that Purplemurasaki playing Underpass Sentinel onto an empty board, and Underpass Sentinel doesn't actually buff itself.
No, it can't.
Yeah, so I guess...
Also drops Cinderblade
they're going to try
drops
to get
Lance.
damage in. Their blade does protect it against a single Scorch, at least.
That's true.
Ooh, Sophia.
Sophia. Good card.
I think right now Wizzerinus is just going to play Emissary and swing in. No, they're going to play Sophia first. I guess that makes sense. Might as well get damage now. I guess they're going to play Shardstone Rift Tap because life does matter in this matchup. And they're going to keep back Sophia to block. Well, fortunately for Purplemurasaki, they have Chevalier's Lance to attack past the Sophia.
Seems like a weird idea to flip Sophia.
Well, I mean, it does make sense because, again, Wizzerinus doesn't know that Purplemurasaki has Chevalier's Lance in hand.
I mean, they know they have Cinderblade on board, though.
Right, but Cinderblade doesn't actually attack past 1/1 plus a Sophia, because it only gives +2/+2.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm assuming the play here is just a pretty easy Lance plus Founding Hero, so with Underpass Sentinel, put the counter on Founding Hero. Unfortunately, Purplemurasaki still needs to top deck an enchantment to get Civilized for Founding Hero. Also, Lucian can't kill artifacts.
Yeah,
Looks like he's thinking. Wait, is there a reason to think about this? I mean, it's a pretty easy just swing with Underpass, equip Lance, right? Because any other play just leaves Underpass able to be traded with.
Gonna move the blade over to Founding Hero.
Actually, yeah, that makes sense. Or does it? I guess if Wizzerinus decides to block Founding Hero, Purplemurasaki can sack the blade and doesn't trade, actually. And Purplemurasaki, I think they realized that, so they're not going to attack with Founding Hero this turn. They just attack with Underpass Sentinel, equipping the Lance.
Attack. What's the counter on Hero?
Wizzerinus takes. I guess they're not willing to trump with the 1/1 just yet. And they move the Cinderblade after combat. But that does leave Underpass Sentinel vulnerable to a Scorch. But I guess Purplemurasaki doesn't care at this point. They'd rather get the equipment onto the Founding Hero. Ooh, Tyrant's Breath.
Tyrant's Breath with Emissary, so...
Yeah, no polypoles needed. Does Purplemurasaki actually have a way to recover from this? I guess they can sack Underpass Sentinel and give Founding Hero indestructible.
Yeah. But then, I mean, next turn, Lucian.
Yeah, you need to top deck an enchantment, but if you put enchantment on Founding Hero, then Lucian just kills it.
Yeah, because if you go Emissary...
Yep.
Breath, Poppy. Next turn, you attack with Founding Hero. I mean, you don't... Wizzerinus has blockers, so it's not...
They're not going to attack. Wait, why? I guess they want to get full value off Tyrant's Breath. They don't want to Tyrant's Breath and Underpass Sentinel. Well, there's second Chevalier's Lance. So Purplemurasaki can attack with the Lance wielding Founding Hero at least. And that's just bad trades for Wizzerinus if that happens.
I think it's because you have removal spell number 2 in hand. I think you should be fine with doing that. Because even if purple gets like the enchantment, you have a warrior that you can just throw in front of the founding hero, and it doesn't get through.
Yeah, that is something that the White Soldiers course struggles with, chump blockers, because they don't really have any good evasion.
Second land.
So yeah, which creature do you snap the lance onto? I'm assuming you're attacking with both creatures this turn, right? I guess if you attack with Underpass Sentinel without a second lance, then you do trade with Sophia plus Emissary. But I think you're actually happy if that happens, if you manage to trade with you guys for Emissary. So Purplemurasaki going to attacks. Seems like they're gonna keep back Underpass Sentinel. They're just gonna use it as protection for now. And they're gonna snap all lances onto Founding Hero.
That is a...
Ooh, 7/4. Yeah, so...
Yeah, that's a casual 7/4.
Means that Wizzerinus can't trade with it. I think they're just going to chump with the warrior now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I mean, 7/4 still doesn't protect against Tyrant's Breath.
Get a draw from Wizzerinus here.
Actually, Wizzerinus not Tyrant's Breathing last turn off the MSRE means that this turn they won't be able to Lucian the Founding Hero either. Because Underpass Sentinel gives hexproof until end of turn. So Wizzerinus has to space out the removal spells in order to do anything.
I mean, this turn you can hit with Emissary.
Yeah.
Breath to take out the Sentinel.
But you don't want to play Lucian this turn, except you can't really minus the founding. Actually, you just minus one of the equipment, I guess. But then you won't be able to minus Lucian again. So I guess you play Lucian and plus, and then you use Sophia to chump or something. Okay, Wizzerinus is going to attack. I'm assuming they're just going to get breath off the emissary. Yeah, they swing both. And no way Purplemurasaki ever blocks here. Actually, I guess they can trade Underpass Sentinel plus the Cinder Blade for Sophia, but there's no way Purplemurasaki does that because then that leaves Founding Hero vulnerable to removal.
Underpass Sentinel doesn't die to blocking Sophia.
Oh, right.
4/4, so...
Actually, then, why did Wizzerinus attack with Sophia? I guess they want to get rid of the Cinder Blade.
I mean, yeah, you really... I think it might have been...
Well, actually, no. Wizzerinus will be able to reprise Hacho's maneuver onto Tyrant's Breath, ping off the Underpass Sentinel. Or, no, Wizzerinus just didn't realize that Underpass Sentinel can block and kill. Because they didn't realize... Yeah, they forgot about Cinder Blade. Oof, that's a pretty big punish.
Yeah.
I mean, on the bright side, actually, no.
It'd still get maneuver here. And
well, the problem here is that Underpass Sentinel gives hexproof, which will fizzle the Tyrant's Breath.
not the one that's targeting, yeah.
But no, they can point the Hatchell's Numa portion at face, which will prevent it from fizzling because it'll still have a target.
Only do...
Both runes go face, yeah. So that's 16/1/1's coming down. No way for Purplemurasaki to prevent that. And I don't think Purplemurasaki has a way to deal with white boards. I mean,
no damage gets dealt off the breaths, right? Because...
Oh, actually, does damage get dealt off the breath to the hexproof creatures? Well, I mean, Wizzerinus did have a judge call, so I'm assuming that the judge ruled that it does. Yep, an unfortunate time to top deck land. Serene Chapel does exile cards from Yard, but it's a bit late for Hato's maneuver. And it seems like, yeah, Serene Chapel is going to exile Tyrant's Breath. Actually, why does Wizzerinus only have 9 tokens? I'm actually not sure how...
7 off one of the Tyrant's Breath, 2 off of the maneuvers, adds up to 9.
Wait, shouldn't Wizzerinus only have 2 tokens because Underpass only gave hexproof?
Oh, they pointed at Emissary. Oh, that's actually smart. I misread that.
Yeah.
That's...
Where's the council? Well, we have Civilize enabled.
Oh, verdict? Oh, that's actually a game win. It's actually the game win, because... Oh, Tyrant's Breath an instant. Never mind.
Okay.
Tyrant's Breath is an instant. It's not the game win. I just saw if it kills the untapped, then you get Civilized on Founding Hero, and you do like 15 damage a turn. But
disappointing.
Had the instant speed burn. So close. On the boards. Murasaki probably sides in probably some extra mercantile accords, because if you name like 3, no more Tyrant's Breath, then that's really killer.
And then Heraldry, maybe? I mean, one has no way to deal with this thing other than to kill it through removal. Actually, no, it dies to Tyrant's Breath really badly.
Yeah.
Do they want Ring of Souls to get through chump blockers? Is this the sort of matchup for it?
I mean, I definitely see it.
Yeah. Well, and on Wizzerinus' side, they definitely want Infectious Ego. Actually, no, Shard Range Rage. Yeah, that's even more hate against weenies. Rift Splicing. Real blow. Wow. Wizzerinus has a lot of good cards to bring in here. Do they bring in the Ego? Is this the right sort of matchup for it? His opponent is an aggro deck.
Yeah, this could be the right.
Also, the game has already started. Purplemurasaki plays a turn 1 Founding Hero. They have Slafford. Okay, so they did bring in the Heraldries. And Wizzerinus did bring in the Infectious Eagles as well as the Rift Splicing.
Probably go turn 1 maneuver here.
Man, this is an amazing hand from Wizzerinus.
And then also from Purple, I mean...
Right, 2 Slapfield Work Gates, that's a lot of cows.
That's a lot of Ox.
Cinderblade.
That's a lot of Ox.
I'm assuming it's going to work... No, they're going to play out Founding Hero first, and then Work Gate. I probably would have liked to play out Founding Hero and Cinderblade on the same turn, so you can equip it and give it haste and swing right away with Civilized Founding Hero.
All it pulls is kind of an awkward land here.
Right. Well, at least it taps a red because of the warrior. I think Wizzerinus is just going to pay up here.
I think I'll pay up.
I'm assuming Wizzerinus is just going to take the Cinderblade to turn off Founding Hero. So does Purplemurasaki discard the Cinderblade? Yeah, they do. So I guess they don't really care that much about Founding Hero Civilized. They rather get enchantments down so that they can get more oxen. Okay, never mind. They drew an artifact anyways, and it's one that they can't play in the same turn.
That's enough mana for Heraldry too.
The next turn, right? Are they going to play Heraldry this turn? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm assuming Slapfield Work Gate's coming down next turn then.
Yeah.
And Wizzerinus being a black-red deck has no way to deal with the Heraldry other than killing it. And the Oxen will be pretty good sack fodder for the Infectious Eagles. Oof, no lands. Well, Real Blow will be able to kill Lumen Bay, so that's one way to kill it.
I'm going to play out Emissary here, which makes sense.
It will fetch a land next turn, I guess.
Yeah, you can get up Pilot Pools.
Yeah, and then that gets up to Tyrant's Breath mana, which can kill the Heraldry. Purplemurasaki realizing that they missed the trigger for one of the Oxen. Ooh, Dawnhill Forge Master. Yeah, that's really good. In fact, that's amazing because Purplemurasaki can do Dawnhill, get Chevalier's lands, play the lands, and then play Slapfield, and that spends all their mana. And it also dumps their hand, so now they're not worried about hand attack anymore. They're going to animate Heraldry. Actually, now I think about something that Purplemurasaki can do is attack with Heraldry and then play Slapfield Work Gate post-combat to turn it back into enchantment so that it dodges Tyrant's Breath, or at least Sorcery Speed Tyrant's Breath. Yeah, they're going to go to combat soon with both. Lance goes on to Founding Hero, and it has Double Strike. Wizzerinus has to trump the Founding Hero. Heraldry gains life. I think Purplemurasaki is in a pretty winning position right now.
Yep.
Slapfield Work Gate turning Heraldry back into enchantment, making a bunch of cows.
Yeah, definitely not looking good for Wizzerinus here.
They don't use the Profane Emissary, and I guess, they forgot to use Profane Emissary. And then they didn't draw land. Well, I mean, on the bright side, I don't think Wizzerinus was winning that game anyways, even if they Pilot Pools, because they Tyrant's Breath away the board, but Heraldry still exists.
Yeah, you get rid of...
You're going to get rid of the Lumen Bay. Oh, Chevalier's lands, right.
Yeah, you don't really care about Lumen Bay at this point. Purple can do pretty much everything on,
Actually, they still have Rift Splicing up, I guess, off the Pilot Pool, so they can't kill the Founding Hero.
Yeah. Heraldry.
Actually, Wizzerinus not fetching Pilot Pools there means that they can't Tyrant's Breath the Heraldry this turn, at least. But Purplemurasaki top deck a second Heraldry.
Second Heraldry.
Yeah, I think that pretty much shuts the door. Yeah, right. Also, making a bunch of cows. I think the cows are mostly just window decoration at this point. Okay, Rift Splicing, killing the Founding Hero. Well, the good news is Tyrant's Breath will kill both Heraldries if Purplemurasaki tries to attack with them.
If you swing with Emissary, Purple's going to gain 8, aren't they?
But you're also going to gain 4. I think Wizzard doesn't really care about life at this point. The only way they can ever win is if they stabilize and get an overwhelming board presence. I'm not sure how that's going to happen. Lumen Bay. Okay, so that's going to turn Heraldry into a creature for Wizzard's to Tyrant's Breath. Only Purplemurasaki is going to play around that and leave one of the Heraldries as enchantment.
You also have the Dawnhill Forge Master if you really want to play it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see a reason for animating. Yeah, if you animate both Heraldries, Wizzerinus has a chance.
Yeah.
Not a, great chance, but more of a chance.
Seems like Purplemurasaki is not going to animate the second Heraldry.
Makes sense.
Playing pretty carefully around Tyrant's Breath. And I think they're also not going to, they're not going to play out Dawnhill Forge Master pre-combat because that also gives Wizzerinus a Tyrant's Breath target. Wizzerinus is just going to take. Are they planning to end of turn Tyrant's Breath? Because if they don't Tyrant's Breath here, they just pass the turn without spending any mana. I think Purplemurasaki is just thinking really hard on whether they want to play the Lumen Bay. They're going to play Dawnhill. So they're going to save the Lumen Bay for activating Heraldry next turn, I guess.
Lumen Bay doesn't trigger Heraldry because it's not a white spell.
Oh. I didn't realize that. I mean, I should have known because it's part of the villainy cycle, but I didn't realize that it only triggers on white spells.
Well, villainy cycle.
Yeah. MSEM Antiquity, so that's one way to cast Tyrant's Breath.
I'm pretty. Wizzerinus should have a third palette pools in the deck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you should have fetched that and played out like Ego or something.
Ego does nothing when your opponent has so many cows.
I mean, yeah, but it's also Valdez. It's kind of a threat.
Yeah, Valdez. Well, actually, yeah, it has menace, but again, cows. Okay, so Purplemurasaki now has enough mana to use Slotfield Workgate to bounce itself and then replay it in order to activate the heraldries. And it seems like that's what's going to happen. Assuming they're only going to animate one heraldry to play around Tyrant's Breath, yeah. Okay, Wizzerinus is finally going to Tyrant's Breath now.
I'm gonna pull the trigger on it.
Yeah.
He'll do Forge Master
and roast one of the cows. That's a nice steak, I guess. In the Profane Emissary.
That's pretty good here.
I guess.
Another 4/4 lifelinker.
Yeah, but so is Infectious Ego, and you could have tried to go for it if you fetch enough Hollow Pools.
I'm not sure what Wizzerinus is looking for that isn't palette pools. It's on land, so.
Okay, now Purplemurasaki can bounce Slotfield Workgate and attack with Heraldry again.
Yeah.
Or they're not going to do that. Well, actually, they're planning on end of turn bouncing Slotfield Workgate and then bouncing another one. Then on their turn, they can go Slotfield to attack with Heraldry and then turn it back into an enchantment in the same turn.
There's a land for Wiz, so.
Yeah.
Brings in with the Emissary.
Purplemurasaki, I don't think they're going to bother blocking.
Very high life total game here.
Yeah. If Purplemurasaki manages to top deck Verdict of the Council, I think the game's probably over because now the Oxes all grow horns and try to stampede Wizzerinus.
It's a mountain.
Okay, there you go. Infectious Ego number 1.
Infectious Ego is still going to be a problem if...
Now, you just keep feeding it with cows.
It's true, but even if you're making 2 cows a turn...
You are making 2 cows a turn. Actually, you're making 3 cows a turn.
3?
Yeah, bounce Slotfield Workgate and then play both Slotfield Workgates.
Oh yeah, you have the mana to play, bounce play.
Yeah, it's basically factory farming.
It's factory farming the magic deck. I'm gonna go Founding Hero.
I guess they're taking a break from tending the farm.
So many farm metaphors.
Oh no, nope, they're still farming today. And now they have enough mana to bounce Slotfield Workgate again end of turn.
Yeah, that's crazy because this is like a pretty aggressive deck, but still managing to sort of grind here. I don't really need more here.
Well, it means that you can cast Kala's Abomination, I guess. Well, I guess Kala's Abomination isn't that good right now because Purple has no cards in hand, but at least has flying, so it can...
No.
Actually,
no, it is a flyer. That's probably the best thing about it.
Actually, no, the Heraldry exists. It's going to get neutralized by Heraldry. Okay, yeah. Cows die. Actually, Infectious Ego does get poison, so if Wizzerinus swings with Infectious Ego 10 times, then Purplemurasaki has to start handing over the cows.
That might just start happening at any rate. I mean,
I don't know, but...
It's unlikely, but...
Yeah. Okay, another play. Well, more mana for more cows.
Doesn't really change Purple's game plan, which is just...
Be a cow farmer, except you're also religious, so you're gonna attack with angels.
Religious cow farmer. New deck name. Swings for 8 here. Wizzerinus can take it.
They bounce Slotfield Wicket and replay it.
Play it immediately.
And heraldry back into enchantment. I feel like the Sun Dance is going to continue for...
It's going to go on for a while, because...
Yeah.
Both players are playing a ton of life gain cards. Like Heraldry gains purple bunch of life. All of Wizzerinus' creatures are 4/4 life linkers.
Yeah.
So both of them are just going to be gaining obscene amounts of life.
Yeah, they're going to be gaining life until the cows come home.
That.
Okay, I kind of wish I have the sound effect for that, but...
Brutal blow?
I guess you can kill the rail lines and turn off Founding Hero.
Yeah, that is an awful move, shutting down some of Purple's mana.
Yeah, you destroy the rails so that they can't bring the meat to market.
Exactly. Just have a prepared list of farming metaphors to use.
Actually, I'm mostly just coming up with them on the fly. Okay, there we go.
Double ego.
Double ego.
Yeah, 5, halfway there. At some point, Purple's going to have to start selling the oxen instead of sacrificing them.
Yeah, they're going to have to repay their loans by giving the oxen to Wizzerinus.
Blocks with from the Ox there. Wizzerinus up to 16.
I'm gonna see.
And blowing up both of those is actually really good because
They're gonna Valdez. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
Valdez doesn't do anything.
Wait, can you actually cast Valdez off Emissary?
I mean,
The rules about cards that are two things are pretty wonky.
probably on the judge call here because
Alright, judge call's been resolved. Seems like it's actually legal, so we're gonna see Wizzerinus try to blow up some train lines.
this purple has an extra land. This doesn't really matter too much. You still have enough to bounce and replay a work gate every turn.
Yeah, but it does sort of hurt because sometimes you might have been able to bounce and replay 2 work gates over a turn cycle, but now you can't. Luckily though, Valdez hits nothing. Is Wizzerinus going to blow up the other train? I'm assuming they are because they are going to turn off Civilized now.
Turning off Civilized is worth it. Stunning Hero is purple's second biggest threat.
Yeah.
The draw.
Well,
Third Heraldry.
actually, heraldries don't really help against Infected Eagles because they're slowly grinding down Purplemasaki's
It's also
herd.
just an enchantment.
Yeah.
More cows.
Yeah, but eventually Purplemasaki's going to have to deal with the consequences of factory farming because they're going to get poisoned.
As we all know, the common problems that arise when factory farming are random shamans coming around and cursing your land and slowly poisoning you for factory farming.
Yeah.
Hate it when that happens.
I know, right?
Of land, so just drop Valdez.
Yeah, and Valdez will have Venice.
Punch the opponent for damage.
Actually, is there a way for Purplemasaki to win this game? Because I feel like Wizzerinus just wins his board style.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything purple can draw individually.
2 more cows go to the market, except they can't because the train lines have been disrupted.
The shamans make it happen.
I wonder if Purplemasaki is going to start handing over to Oxen now because they can't really afford to keep getting poisoned like this. This isn't sustainable. Factory farming is not a sustainable practice. Purplemasaki is going to eventually lose everything to the infectious eagles.
It's just, a disease is slowly spreading because the cows are kept in close quarters and are unable to quarantine.
Yeah.
Never has a game of Magic had so much lore behind it.
Hey, I mean, there was also the CandleOx mirror match in round 1.
That's fair.
More lands. That doesn't help them that much, right? Or no, they can bounce and play 2 work gates, I guess, if they really want to. Or are they going to keep lands in hand to try to turn off Valdez? Seems like Purplemurasaki had stopped trying to play on removal. They're just going to attack with both their heraldries.
Yeah, it'll be a casual 16 life swing.
I guess if Purplemurasaki can't win by cornering the market, they're going to try to convert their opponent instead.
Yes, exactly. This is upkeep, crack the Highland.
Huh. I mean, here you just swing with everything, right?
Yeah, and deal with whatever your opponent's doing.
So Purplemurasaki can sack 2 more kills, and then they're at 9 poison.
Yeah, but no more can be sacked, so Murasaki is going to have to start handing over the cows.
Yeah.
It sounds like a terrible business deal for Purple. Forced into a bad contract where you must give up your cows every full moon.
Ideal Odyssey. Okay, there's more stuff to sack. I guess Purplemurasaki's going to take a trip now and try to find a better business deal.
Going to explore the ocean for new customers.
Well, they
Perhaps
get to
do a little soul searching at the same time.
They get to strike 3 at least. Maybe they find something.
Is actually nice.
Actually, I think the Verdict to the Council would probably be a really good card to get.
And none of those cards are Verdict to the Council. Another Heraldry.
Well, they did bottom it though, so...
Play more Heraldry.
Oh, right. They can keep bouncing the Ideal Classes to keep scrying. And then keep making more Oxen. I think they're just going to look for a Verdict to the Council so that they can get rid of the Infects Eagles. So that the tax collectors stop banging on their door for more cows.
Tax collectors. As we all know, the IRS is poisonous.
I mean, to be fair, like, where has all those cows come from? Purplemurasaki just generated a bunch of cows out of nowhere by playing these work gates.
I know. Well,
have they been, like, recording this? Like, are they...
Yeah, these Heraldry can. Question is, how much will a Verdict to the Council swing it for Purple here?
A lot. Like,
yeah.
Look at the number of cows.
But consider the cows are also going to start getting passed over to Wizzerinus
Right.
starting now.
Scorch. Oh, that kills heraldries.
It sure does. You definitely want to take out one of the heraldries here. Swings with the board.
Well, yep. There's worse trade deals in the history of trade deals. Your opponent gets 2 oxen, you get nothing.
Yeah. This is a very...
Oh wait, Wizzerinus decides to play Scorch post-combat because... But then I guess Purplemurasaki gains some extra life off the second heraldry. Only matter though. Wait, never mind. Here's okay, they're gonna get some more creatures.
Okay, gonna...
Yep, warriors. So has Purplemurasaki scried themselves into anything good? Oh, verdict to council. Yeah. Seems like they're gonna get some outside assistance in taking out the tax collectors.
And not really anything Wizzerinus can do about that. Being in Rakdos.
Yeah.
I think it might be the right move to fetch up Kalia's Abomination now. Even if it doesn't make the opponent discard, it's just a threat.
Yeah.
You have the life. You need to outrace your opponent as much as possible.
More lands. Well, I mean that's a pretty big swing. Just thinking about it. Actually has
because now the oxen can block and kill things.
Yeah. Or actually, do you think Purplemurasaki boarded in more Mercantile Accords? Because they still haven't drawn any yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen any. It's possible that they got side out.
I mean, I guess
not sure why.
Well, it does make sense because Wizzerinus has a pretty big, good spread of mana costs in their deck.
Yeah. Also, like naming 3 or 4 just deals with so many cards. Yeah, I think it's understandable boarding them out. But...
So are the cows finally going to get revenge on the Infected's ego? I have to assume it's probably worth it trading the cows for an Infected's ego.
Yeah, you have 2 cows a turn.
Well, there we go.
All of them in front of the ego. Making a statement.
Yeah.
There's no reason to really block anything else, because...
Well, a champion. Okay, there we go.
Champion's big, because...
Yeah, you stick the enchantment onto the heraldry, and now it doesn't die to burn, and you can start attacking with the giant heraldry.
Yeah, purple might have pulled this game out here with that.
Okay, and then heraldry also makes more ox.
Yes, oxen.
Seems like their business is finally turning around.
It seems like once they asked the council to kill the tax collectors, their business has been doing a whole lot better.
Oh, and the other tax collector came to collect taxes, but got trampled by all the cows.
Yeah, they sicked the cows on the top. More land.
Okay, that's actually pretty unfortunate for Wizzerinus. Like, how many lands have they drawn so far?
A lot in a row. I'm pretty sure like a lot.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. There's 4 fetches in the graveyard. Yeah, there's 9, 13 lands.
They're gonna swing out, but I think Purplemusaki's going to start trading more cows for stuff. Yeah, the cows are no longer defenseless. Or actually, maybe they don't do that because heraldry, like Keela's favorite, counts the number of your creatures, so you want creatures to buff the heraldry. Nope, they're gonna try to get rid of one of the profane emissaries. They're gonna try to get 2 of the profane emissaries, I guess. Actually, I think Wizzerinus trying to attack there was kind of bad because I think their out right now is to draw Tyrant's Breath and kill a bunch of stuff with it. Like they have plenty of chump blockers for the ground attackers. Yeah, Tyrant's Breath killing heraldry right now would be pretty big. End of turn, Purplemurasaki can bounce Idyllic Odyssey to scry again. Yep. Yeah, and getting more lands doesn't actually hurt here because Purplemurasaki has a lot of stuff to spend mana on. So Idyllic Odyssey, they're gonna look towards the future and see how to further expand their business. They are gonna go on a trip in order to explore the world and look at other cow farms. In fact, they're gonna do that twice. Study the business practices. And they're getting cows while doing that. The most successful cow farmer in MSEM. I don't think another CandleOx deck made top X. Yeah. So yeah, confirmed most successful cow farmer. To be fair, there is a way for Wizzerinus to get back into this. They just have to top deck Shell Drain's Rage. And that's basically like a firestorm wiping out the entire ranch or something. Yeah. That would also kill the heraldry because it deals 3 damage and then stops getting buffed. The Drain's Rage would be maybe game winning. Not sure, because like Wizzerinus would only have Valdez left. Yeah, but Purple would still have their engine. I guess, but then heraldry dies, and that's probably a big part of what. Well, Purplemurasaki is at 51 life now, so maybe not. And Wizzerinus is not gaining life anymore because they threw away all their life linking 4/4s to the cows.
It's just an 11-turn clock. Let's get there eventually.
Yeah.
Emissary.
With nothing to cast. I guess you play Emissary and attack with both emissaries. I mean, nothing better to do, right? No, Wizzerinus is going to... They see the writing on the wall. They don't want to compete with Purplemusaki's business anymore.
Yeah, the tax collector's lost.
Somehow...
Because it's a Tyrant Storm deck, so it's even funny that the dragons were like, how do we deal with this foe? I know. We'll call the tax collectors.
Yeah. But then again, Purplemusaki, I don't think they were documenting any of their cows because they just kept popping out of nowhere.
Yeah, those... It's always just like, oh, I went on a journey and a bunch of cows were there when I came back, or...
Yeah, or like I tried...
You know?
Or something like I rebuilt my ranch and a bunch of cows showed up.
Or like I built a statue and a bunch of cows showed up.
Yeah. Maybe Wizzerinus was just trying to perform an audit, but Purplemusaki just wouldn't let them.
Interesting.
So how do you feel about 3 Chevalier lances from Purplemusaki?
3 lance. I mean, on one hand, if you hit with those lances, you're doing pretty good, especially with Forge Master. The other hand, your opponent has a lot of burn.
Also,
it's pretty risky.
Yeah, you only have 1 creature. They're gonna keep. Wizzerinus has... I think this is probably an ideal hand.
Turn 1, gonna pay up. Probably name Forge Master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Purplemusaki going to discard Forge Master?
Like you really should be.
Yeah, but at the same time, you discard your only creature. Actually, maybe Purplemusaki wants to Forge Master for a Cinder Blade.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Either. I feel like you have to pitch like something that isn't Forge Master. You don't want to be stuck with nothing.
You're gonna pitch a Plains. So Wizzerinus gets turn 2 Tyrant's Breath, I guess. Or
I'm
turn 3 Lucian.
Yeah, turn 3 Lucian.
Okay, to draw land to replace. I'm assuming it's gonna be Cinder Blade because they only need 3 lances. Mean of Souls. Huh. I guess that also works.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That means that Wizzerinus has to like hold up breath.
They're not going to play it out first. Oh, I guess they're trying to protect against Valdez Low or something. But now there's a possibility of turn 3 Infects Ego. Wizzerinus
needs to draw 4th land though.
Yeah, and they can just Valdez High. Or they can Valdez Low. So at least Verdict Council will kill the Infectious Ego. Like, if I was Wizzerinus, I would Valdez High to get rid of the Verdict Council because you know that thing's in hand. And you know that you have an Infectious Ego coming down soon. Oh, Ideal Odyssey. Well, I think the play here is Odyssey plus Lance and Scry for your next draw. Although Lucian coming down on turn 4 will also deal with the Lance. And Lucian's actually probably better because Verdict doesn't deal with the Lucian. In this case, Purplemurasaki might want to play out Downhill Forge Master first so that they have board presence in case Lucian drops. But they're going to Ideal Glossy instead. That's actually pretty bad because Infectious Ego coming down will be able to eat something. But they find Slapfield Work Gate. So next turn we'll be seeing some cows coming to town.
The cow business is back in business.
I think it's more of a rocky start this game because they didn't get their cows up until the 3rd turn, if ever.
True. It's not cow season yet. They're not in season.
Yeah, they have to first find a ranch to use.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so they're playing directly into Infectious Ego. If Wizzerinus top second land here, then Purplemusaki is going to be pretty sad. And yeah, there's land. Oof. Well, on the bright side, Purplemusaki can just verge to the Council of the Infectious Ego, so at least that's that dealt with.
True.
Doesn't mean that they won't be able to Slapfield Workgate the Verdict, though.
Land?
Okay, so they have Lucian down.
Ooh. I don't think there's really anything you want to exile. You can't actually exile anything. You probably just do the Confidant mode. The
problem is that Purplemusaki has nothing on board to deal with the Lucian, and anything they play out will get killed by Lucian.
And it's a...
Or actually no, Slapfield Workgate making a bunch of cows that are buffed with Verdict is going to be pretty hard to deal with for Lucian. So really it just comes back to cows.
Yeah, Verdict is just no way for Wizzerinus to deal with it.
Ideal Classy number 2. Purplemusaki looking towards the future yet again. They only have a single Slapfield Workgate right now, but they're probably looking to...
only has 1 acre of land, luckily,
But they're probably looking to expand in the future.
Yeah. Bottom's Fireline, bottom Sentinel.
Seems like they don't really care about the logistics right now because they just bottom their rail line.
Yeah.
They're just going to deliver the ox directly to the opponent's face.
There's Tyrant's Breath and Apollo. Zen has been drawing a lot of lands.
Yeah, I feel like that's been a running theme this entire GP. Well, okay, there we go. That's something that Wizzerinus can spend their mana on.
Xanagan's alright.
I mean, how is Purplemurasaki going to kill Xanagan and Lucian at the same time? Like, they have to deal with these two guys.
Yeah. I guess he probably drops Xanagan here, blow up a cow,
Yeah.
and just keep blowing up cows until eventually you want to swing for like 10.
Yeah.
Unless purple has second work gate on top, it's me.
Wait, they're going to transpass for 2 on 2 cows? I guess Wizzerinus really wanted steak or something? Ooh, another Downhill. I'm assuming here Downhill is fetching Cinderblade. They don't have the mana to fetch Cinderblade and play and attach it in the same turn if they want to attack with a Downhill or something. Did they miss the Idyllic Odyssey triggers? They don't have a creature, right? That's why they don't have Concord yet.
And get Cinderblade.
Yeah, they have Cinderblade, but they can't equip it in the same turn.
Yeah.
And playing Downhill is just going to get killed by Xanagan. I think here they just keep it in hand, but then that's bad because they don't spend their mana. I think you do play down Downhill just to force your opponent to deal with one of them, and then you use the second Downhill to actually kill something. Granted, I feel like Purplemurasaki probably should play out Cinderblade because the hand is a... Oh, okay, never mind, Brutal Blow. Yeah, I guess keeping Cinderblade works out here. Brutal Blow is going to kill the Chevaliers Lance.
Yeah, Blow kills a Lance, and then Xanagan kills Forge Master when it comes down.
Downhill can still swing for 4 off the Verdict, at least.
Yeah, purple can kill something because Wizzerinus doesn't have a way to deal with the Cinderblade as well as...
I think really Purplemurasaki just needs to find some way to start a turn with Concord enabled, because once they start making 2 jellyfish off the Concord, which are enchantments which trigger the slap field, it becomes a huge chain reaction that basically guarantees that they'll keep triggering Concord turn after turn.
Gets the emblem. I'm gonna animate Lucian.
Heraldry.
You have to hold it back if you. I feel like you need to hold it back because otherwise Xanagan might just become too much of a problem.
Yeah, but do you play out Heraldry?
I guess you can go Heraldry now.
Well, right now Purplemurasaki is going to go Cinderblade Downhill and swing at Xanagan or something, bring it down to 2. But then next turn you have to sack the Cinderblade to protect Downhill. That's still not good because you still don't have Concord enabled for Idyllic Odyssey.
Why not just sack the Cinderblade?
Okay, I guess that works, but Solution kills Downhill, I guess. I guess you're alright with the Solution sticking around because it's not as threatening as Xanagan. For Emissary, that's really good for Wizzerinus, in this board state at least.
Yeah.
They're going to get rid of Downhill. So Purplemurasaki is pretty far away from Concord yet again.
Heraldry not going to do very much.
Oh, Valdez. Heraldry is going to be pretty good against Valdez at least.
Yep. You also have Emissary and Pool, so it does come down to the draws for purple now.
Well, after Wizzerinus top second a bunch of land in a row, maybe Purplemurasaki will suffer the same fate.
Maybe.
Although drawing lands isn't that bad here. Okay, they can't play Heraldry and Slapfield Workgate in the same turn, so I think they just play Heraldry because it gives them the most buffer.
Missing an artifact here is really annoying.
Yeah.
And even then, Lucian just says, like, any artifact that drops is probably going to get blown up.
Yeah. Rift Splicing to kill the cows, I guess.
Yeah, that doesn't really do anything.
Heraldry is going to keep Purplemurasaki alive for a bit longer. Unfortunately, Wizzerinus has a pretty wide-ish board because 5/4s and 4/4s, so Heraldry isn't as effective. They flip Shaldrain's Rage, so that means Purplemurasaki can't really afford to animate Heraldry now.
Yeah, because, well, if you...
Well, Wizzerinus really aggressively killing cows.
I guess no reason not to.
You're trading an actual card for a token.
Yeah.
Actually, if Purplemurasaki top second another Heraldry, I think they are pretty well off because now Wizzerinus won't be able to really do any damage. Coralight, unfortunately, not very good because it dies to Shaldrain's Rage. I mean, I think here you play Slapfield Workgate, animate Heraldry, swing, and then play Coralight and turn it back into enchantment. You even gain some life off the Heraldry.
So yeah, if you go Workgate, Heraldry phase, it's going to be 5. And then Coralight Champion has, like, in response to the ability, Raid, blow up Purple's board.
Actually, does Purplemurasaki just keep Coralight Champion in hand then? Because, like, well, no, because they need to turn Heraldry back into enchantment. So do they just not swing with Heraldry then? Like, playing out a second Workgate and then just passing, maybe that's good enough? Because, like, Purplemurasaki knows what's in Wizzerinus' hand, and that's a single Shaldrain's Rage. They're going to Slapfield Workgate. Actually, no, Heraldry can kill the Lucian. Never mind, that's what they're going to try to do here. Then the board becomes not super even because after Shell drains, Wizzerinus still has these two big guys. But at least Purplemurasaki isn't staring down Lucian.
That's true.
Heraldry killing Lucian as expected, gaining Purplemurasaki 5 life. And then Quali Champion suiciding themselves into Shell Drain's Rage in order to protect Heraldry for next turn. That's going to be a lot of toasted steak from that Shell Drain's Rage. I don't really think it matters which thing Gila favorite goes on because they're all going to die after Shell Drain's Rage.
Mm-hmm.
Just taking out to the Ox, making 2 more Ox. I think Purplemurasaki is in a decent spot because if they top deck a land, they get to start Slapfield Workgate bouncing the Identical Odyssey. If they top deck a spell, then good, they get to play a spell. Yep, and there goes all Purplemusaki's cows to the factory to get processed into hamburgers.
Mm-hmm.
And top deck Tyrant's Breath means that it's going to be Wizzerinus can kill Heraldry at instant speed now.
If purple animates Heraldry now,
there's going to be consequences. Okay, Downhill. So Purplemurasaki might be tempted to animate Heraldry if that's what happens because Downhill is 2 spells.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to get really punished if they do so. So let's see if they go for it or if they'd rather play it safe. They're going to Downhill. Oh, never mind. I think they're going to animate Heraldry, and yeah, that's going to lose them the game, I think. They attacked here. I mean, is Wizzerinus going to Tyrant's Breath? No, they're going to wait on the Tyrant's Breath. Oh, I guess they're trying to also catch Downhill Forge Master with Tyrant's Breath, or at least some more cows.
Yeah, you can just hold up the breath.
I think here you play out Triviality's Lance. Actually, you can also just play out Downhill Forge Master and try to on-creature the Heraldry. If your opponent Tyrant's Breath in response, at least they can't hit the Downhill with that. But they let it happen. Wait, why are they holding Tyrant's Breath? They can kill the Heraldry there, right? What are they holding it for? Do they have Hatzo's Maneuver in yard? No, right?
They would have had the mana for it anyways.
Well, now Downhill Forge Master can trade with Profane Emissary, and think Wizzerinus realizes that. Gonna attack with Profane Emissary anyways. Offering to trade. That's a pretty pointless attack. I guess it gains life for Wizzerinus. Oh, Exalted, right. Yeah, that's why. Seems like Wizzerinus is just trying to catch at least 2 things with the Tyrant's Breath. I think here Purplemurasaki plays out Triviality's Lance and swings first, just to try to convince Wizzerinus to use Tyrant's Breath while the board's still pretty empty.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Purplemurasaki should just try to hold on to the creatures because they only need a single creature to start the Identical Odyssey, Concord, Slapfield, Workgate chain. They're going to play the Lance. They're going to animate Heraldry. Okay, so Wizzerinus finally going to Tyrant's Breath now. If they want to Tyrant's Breath, they want to do this 3 attacks. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, purple can finally get Concord on Odyssey here, and that makes... Oh, actually, build a...
Ooh, oh, okay, yeah, never mind. I think Purplemurasaki loses here.
No longer getting that Concord up, so just a...
Yeah, so what do they need to draw? Oh, okay, that doesn't help.
So that means Rage kills Hero, and then purple has exactly 1 turn to draw a card.
Yeah, it seems like... Well, there's the artifact.
That's true, it's an artifact, so...
They can animate Serene Chapel now, right? I guess. Attack with Serene Chapel doesn't really do it, but you can always hope. Okay, yeah, there's Lumen Bay Flyer line.
You can bounce one of your enchantments to hand.
That's not very useful right now either.
I mean, it's if you get another turn.
Yeah.
You don't know that was there.
Well, I guess, yep, that's the end of the road for our cow farmer.
Unfortunately, our humble cow farmer was unable to overcome...
Well, I mean, they braved firestorms. I mean, I don't know about you, but if a firestorm happened on my ranch, I'd be pretty distraught.
True. A particularly resilient cow farmer, but unfortunately, not enough to beat the dragons here.
Right, the dragons and tax collectors.
Tax collectors, that's what it was.
Yeah, they were getting audited by the tax collectors because all of their cows came out of nowhere.
It's true. You know, went on a trip out of the state, come back, bunch of cows. Talk to the city council, come back, bunch of cows. Buy another farm, bunch of cows on it.
Religion, bunch of cows.
What do you think are my chances against Burn?
Burn? You have a bunch of life-linking 4/4s.
Yeah, but Emissary is never active, right?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, they can just kill Emissary before it gets buffs, but if it doesn't happen...
Man, that second game with
Yeah.
all these oxen. I just didn't know what to do at all when they got that. Like, before they got the verdict, it's obvious, right? You just attack with all, but
Yeah.
the verdict is really good against my deck.
I think in game 2, you probably shouldn't have attacked as much once they got the verdict down because you were just throwing away your creatures into tokens.
Yeah. It didn't matter though because they eventually got like the 15-15 thing, right?
Yeah. Well, I think that's the game.
my
So, any last words?
That is exciting, but exhausting. I honestly knew this is probably good matchup, but I didn't know it would take 2 hours. It's a Negra Mirror, jeez.
Yeah. Except their deck has a bunch of ways to sustain themselves.
Yeah, that also does, right?
Yeah.
Like, heraldry is really good against my deck.
I mean, I feel like, it's mostly just heraldry and lifelinker stalling the game.